I was a one-man show, a closet warrior, as we say, and Rich gave me the courage to realize that I had a real business. And from there, I was able to go not from just a 7-figure business, but to an 8-figure business within the next 2 years.
I went from making a 5-figure income to a 7-figure income.
And my blog went from $5,000 a month to $15,000 a month and then $20,000 a month.
I believe we went from 1.3 million to 2.4 million within a year.
Everybody I know is like, you need to know Rich. I'm like, Rich who? I don't know any Rich. Rich who?
This is the guru's guru. This dude teaches all the people that we're all reading from.
You got to go to the gurus.
This guy is the guru to the gurus.
When you get inside kind of the inner circles, everybody knows who Rich is.
We were fairly new in the business of doing internet marketing, and we did not know what we did not know.
The recession had just hit. I had lost half my business. I just wasn't sure what to do at that point.
Grabbing everything I could because I wanted to make money. But then at the end of the day, it wasn't serving my business.
You individually need to do more. That's what I thought. I thought success was based on how hard you work, how many hours you work.
Everybody else was just coming up with the tricks and the hacks. Here was this guy who brought not just practical digital online marketing wisdom, but he brought practical business with him.
Rich was the first person who really explained online marketing in a way that I really could understand and apply.
It was like the light came on in a dark room and I saw, there's a whole layer to running a business I'd never thought about.
Since the time that I started working with him, I've generated, millions and millions of dollars in revenue.
More money started coming in. Then all of a sudden I'm producing products and coaching programs and building an audience that needs what I am good at.
And I'm getting $5,000 for my 12-week program. I'm getting $2,000 for my 4-week program.
But I want to say this, that it's been about more than just the money. I feel like in many ways he gave me my life back.
Besides being a guy who thinks strategically and thinks in terms of solution, Rich is a good guy.
And it's really refreshing to have somebody with his caliber of knowledge who you can tell really cares.
It was freedom. That's the easiest way I could put it. It was freedom.
A sense of freedom, a sense of hope and future, where I could see a path to get to where I wanted to go that I wasn't going to get to on my own.
Someone like Rich can really put worth in you that you're not seeing.
Confidence. In business, so much of our success depends on our own internal confidence.
Having the confidence, knowing the fundamentals and understanding how the business moves.
He works with people who are having your same problem. So he's able to show me someone like me. It's not just someone talking about hypotheticals. These are tried tactics that he's done year in, year out.
I'm glad he's back around, helping people.
I'm excited that he's coming out of retirement for this. That's a big deal.
I could certainly recommend it, without hesitation. I know that anything that comes out from Rich Schefren is going to be top quality.
Best coach, best mentor of my life.
His main concern is making sure that he's delivering more than he promises in every project that he works on.
It had a huge impact on my business, so I'm excited for all the people who will benefit from it this go round. I would just say do it before he goes back into the vault.
I think that you will get just some immense value from working with him.
Even better than he seems, which is rare on the internet.
So welcome to another live stream. Today we're going to be talking about how to get more customers, how to get more people to buy from you. Because at the end of the day, every business needs more customers. And the more of steady pipeline of customers that you have, the better your business is going to be, the faster it's going to grow. And ultimately, you are going to get that business that you most desire, the one that you dreamed about when you started business, right? A business that ultimately helps feed your lifestyle, but does not become your life. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. And we started this conversation on Tuesday, and I am just excited to be here and share more with you. And so that's what we're going to do today. And then at the end of today's live stream, I'm going to record a 8 to 10 minute video that we're going to then throw up on YouTube, and we're going to watch Vincenzo and company work their magic and put us up the ranks of Google. So lots of interesting stuff to get to today as far as getting more customers. But I thought it would be also a good idea to share some other stuff with you. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. I am so far behind on things right now. So it's kind of insane. Obviously, as always, tell me if this is the first time you've ever tuned in or you're seeing me, by all means, please say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Also, let's communicate as much as possible. The algorithm gods of Facebook reward me. The more conversation that we're having, the more emoting that you do. And of course, the prime, most appreciative action that you could take would be to share it. And if you are sharing it, put, pound shared in the chat so I can thank you personally for helping me spread the message. So yeah, it's been a crazy couple of weeks for me, and I'm still way behind. I did end up hiring a company called Great Assistant to help me find an assistant, and so they've been working on that and for me. And so as soon as I get that assistant, my life is going to get 100 times better. But before I get that assistant, it's going to get worse because I got to get all the onboarding in place for the assistant. I haven't been on Clubhouse anywhere near enough. And I really feel like I'm letting it slide away. And what I mean by that is the opportunity to amass some heft so that you actually, or I actually, show up in the algorithm. I was talking to John Lee like 2 weeks ago, and he was adding 3,000 people a day because he was in the algorithm already, right? He's one of the suggested people to follow. And so it's just something I know I need to spend more time doing, and it just hasn't been a high priority on my list. But I will share some other stuff with you. So I wanted to share just a few cool little tools that I've been using a lot recently. You might find value in them. The first one is WordTune. It's a Chrome plugin. It uses AI, and it will rewrite sentences of yours, give you like a bunch of different versions of the same sentence, but said differently, and I've gotten quite a bit of value out of that. Another one is Firefly's AI, and Firefly's AI I really love. It is it's a, I guess you could call it an AI assistant of some sort. What it does is it automatically goes to every meeting that's on your calendar. And then what it does is transcribes, records the whole thing, transcribes the whole thing, and then allows you to search it for tasks, for sentiment, for a bunch of different things. It's $10 a month, and it's what we record all the Steal Our Winners interviews with. But it's so much more than that. Like, we have a daily team meeting, right? I make about half of them, but my AI assistant goes to all of them and records them, so I can make sure that I stay abreast of what's going on with my team, even when I'm not on the morning call. In addition to that, like when I'm working with the different divisions of Agora, it's recording those conversations. So when I go back to that division, I remember what the hell we talked about last time. And it's fireflies.ai, as Dr. Vogelman just asked. And yes, it is. So that's fireflies.ai. A new one that I just started using 2 days ago is Mailbrew, MAILBREW, Mailbrew. And what Mailbrew does, which is kind of interesting, it creates a daily digest for you. It's a curated content, but it's curated content around what it is that you want curated. So, for example, I follow a lot of Reddit groups, and so it posts every day. I get the top 3 most popular posts in those Reddit groups. I get the tweets from the people that I'm most interested in getting their tweets. It's in my daily digest. They also give you an email address so that you can opt in to stuff from there. So you get this daily digest. I really dig it, and it's free. So check out Mailbrew. Trying to think what else is new and exciting here. not much. So I guess let's go say hello to everyone. I've had a lot of really interesting calls. We've recorded a lot of Steal Our Winners already this month, and really a lot of really cool distinctions that people have given. We also are getting our first Ask funnel up. So we had some conversations with Elliot over at Ryan Levesque's company. And so I'm excited about that. We also have started our affiliate push for both our docuseries and also our just regular Steal Our Winner promotions. We're also in the works now of figuring out how to give people who contribute to Steal Our Winners each month, each month give the contributors something that they can post to social media so that will drive traffic. And we're just getting underway. And also Jordan Menard, who is our media buyer, he's been starting to ramp up our acquisition there. So there's just a lot of stuff going on here with the company, and it's exciting. It's really exciting. And so what else is new and good? I'm not going to be watching the Super Bowl. Have no interest. And so I've got a free weekend, which is kind of exciting. We've got Vincenzo in the house, and good to see you, Vincenzo. Vincenzo is the one that's going to make me a YouTube star. Pumped to have you here, man. Hassam, where are you from, Hassam? And hello to you. And Jason Bourne in Tampa, good to see you, my friend. In Mimbosa, good to see you. And Miyuki, in Japan. Ohio gozaimasu. Hello, Kayvon. Good to see you. And thank you for those questions and aggregating those questions. And just because we haven't talked yet about the Mr. X book, I see that we're going to be talking tomorrow. I found my original copy with my highlights and I scanned it in. So now I just have to review what I scanned, and I am ready to talk about that. So I'm excited about that. Rich is the Elvis Presley of internet marketing. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I guess I'll take that as a good thing. Being compared to Elvis is, I guess, never a bad thing, except maybe his final hours. Morocco. Oh, very cool. I don't think you might be the first person that's ever tuned in from Morocco, so appreciate you. Mimboso, thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate you spectacularly. You are interested. What are you interested in? More customers, I assume. Hello from Tokyo, and good to see you, Miyuki. Hello from Germany, Isabella. I jumped on your IGTV with Michael Lassen, but I got pulled off, so I couldn't stay very long. I hope that went well for you guys. Dr. Vogelman in Coronado Island in the sunny state of California. Thank you so much, Dr. Vogelman, and good to see you, Lisa, in Miami Beach. It is cold out still, isn't it, down there? Greetings from Mexico. Good to see you, Louis. Always a pleasure to see you in Mexico. You don't have to lie to get them to buy. No, you shouldn't have to. That's for sure. I can't understand all, but I try 100%. What's your native language? What is the native language in Morocco? I don't even know. Darren Lee Joseph from Bermuda. Wow. Good to see you, Darren. And Deb Milote. Awesome. Well, you're awesome. Thanks for saying that. Can't wait, Rich. I can't wait to give you the video. I'm looking forward to getting that past me. It's so funny how it causes anxiety in me to have to record a video, yet being live doesn't cause me any grief whatsoever. Clubhouse got you distracted, loving the crazy addictiveness. It is pretty amazing how addictive it is and how valuable it is. I heard this one question that I wrote down. Where did I put it now? Oh, there it is. I wrote down this one question that someone had said in Clubhouse when I turned it on this morning, and I just dug the question a lot. And it was a way to kind of get at your values And it's, what's the number one thing I couldn't pay you enough to stop doing or do without or not do, right? As a way of kind of getting clear about what it is you truly value. And I thought, that's a very interesting question. So, try it on. Answer it. What's the number one thing I couldn't pay you enough to do without or not do or stop or not have in your life or whatever, right? Just a cool question. Never really considered that. Sharing is caring, Dr. Vogelman. And Isabella, thank you so much. Appreciate you, and I appreciate every time that you share my message, and I want to reciprocate, so you got to tell me how to reciprocate. And if and when you have a tactic that you want to share, Isabella, I know a guy that has a monthly subscription service that might be interested in interviewing you. Dr. Vogelman, my father was fond of saying that people often get worse before they get better. I agree with that about certain things, but what were you talking about in particular, Dr. Vogelman? Adrian rather, from Ireland, just did a great interview with a fellow Irish, I guess, fellow Irishman, Caleb O'Dowd, and we went over offers, which we'll probably get into today. Let's see. All right. John Lee is a rock star on Clubhouse. Love listening to him. Yeah. And he certainly is very knowledgeable. Thank you, Darren Lee Joseph. Appreciate this share. Let's see. Where am I now? Here we go. AI is the future. Yeah. Actually, maybe someone can tell me. I think I posted, right, the AI presentation that I did at Todd Brown's Marketing Funnel Automation in 2018. Let me know if anyone remembers whether that's in the Facebook group. I think I posted it in there, but if I didn't, then I should. Really good presentation on AI. And then also, actually, it reminds me of a presentation I did in Venice. Although the presentation I did in Venice was much more growth hacky, but I'll revisit that another day, I guess. Fireflies AI. Yep, that's it. Like your personal Reader's Digest. Yep, that's what it's like. Very cool stuff. Greetings, Rich, from snowy and cold Quebec. Nice to see you, Brandon. The neighbor up north. Deborah Cole. Hey, you're not in Hawaii right now, are you? I would doubt that, but Deb used to live in Hawaii. And looking forward to talking to Deb because we will be launching our Steal Our Winners Groove Edition March 1st. And our drop dead date is supposed to be February 15th to get everything done. So Deb and I have some conversations that we have to make sure that happens. So good to see you, Deb. Good to see you, Denise, as always. And Davey Paul, always welcome to see you. And Milos, good to see you, my friend. Deb Millett, hi. And Dennis in Tampa, good to see you. Wow, didn't know you speak Japanese. Zen wakaranai. Like, I only know a few words. I did study Japanese. I studied Japanese at Harvard, but and I could get kind of by, but that was a long time ago. I used to be able to speak Hebrew fluently too, and now I can hardly piece any sentences together. But I don't have. My mind is not one that is made and built for languages. Yeah, I studied Japanese, and I actually did a lot of business in Japan when I was in the clothing business. With my beloved Buffalo Bills out of the Super Bowl, I've totally lost interest in the game. I understand that completely. Thanks for sharing the Fireflies AI. I wonder if this helps in recording Clubhouse conversations. I guess if they're recorded on the calendar, possibly. I'm not sure. No, thank you, Isabella. And Brian from Houston, good to see you, my friend. Clubhouse is going to require all of us to get far better at follow-up and follow-through, tons of ideas and connections. Yeah, for me, it's really valuable for the connection side. Most of the time, someone recognizes me when I get into a room, so they promote me to speaker. And it's really getting to know some of the other speakers and seeing which speakers I might potentially be able to pull in to steal our winners or things like that gets me really excited. So that is, the connection side is huge. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, I guess that's about the invite. I was speaking about your pre-assistant challenges. Oh, yes. It will get worse before it gets better. Reciprocate now. That's what she said. We need the Android for Clubhouse. Yeah, that's going to happen at some point, I'm sure. Hey, Hugo, good to see you, my friend. I still owe you that call, and I still want to do that call. Do you allow affiliates for your programs? Yes, we do, very much so. And I would assume, hold on, let me just tell you real quick. Where is let's see, I just want to see if I have an email address here. Yeah. If you, Michelle, yikes. Michelle at Strategic Profits, MICHELLE at Strategic Profits. If you just tell her that you're interested in being an affiliate, we will certainly make that happen, and would love to have any of you be an affiliate for us. And it doesn't matter if you're not huge. It doesn't matter at all. As long as you feel like you can make us some sales, then we would love to do business with you. It's amazing when you don't practice the language on a regular basis, you lose it quickly and sadly. Yeah. Especially me, who's not good at languages to begin with. My brain doesn't work that way. Rich, your acknowledgement of everyone in the room is special and something most hosts don't do, but should because we all want acknowledgement. More power to you, mate. Yeah, well, it's not only that. It's more that I appreciate you guys taking the time to be here and feeling that there's value here, and also to the internet can be an extremely lonely place, like alone on a web page, and I get so much benefit out of just being here with you guys, and it wouldn't happen if nobody showed up. So I'm really just super grateful to have an audience. I know a lot of people who kind of take that for granted, I guess would be the way I would say it, kind of as almost it's deserved. And it's never really deserved no matter what you've accomplished. And yeah, it's actually, and maybe, well, I'll get to that in a second. The Android Clubhouse app is allegedly due out sometime around the end of April. It's kind of surprising that it would take that long, right? All right, so I don't understand why it actually would take that long. So, acquisition, right? How to get more people buying from you. And at the end of the day, right, people buy for emotional reasons. We know this, right? As marketers, we should know this, that, logic helps back up the sale, but won't cause the sale. And so in this conversation that I had the other day with Caleb O'Dowd, we went over offers. And if there was one thing that would make the biggest difference, I believe, for most marketers and most online entrepreneurs out there, it would be get better at the skill of building your offer, because the offer is everything at the end of the day. In fact, I think that like Russell Brunson's 3 secrets is really nothing more than just something so that people can get to the offer. In other words, when I watched Russell's high ticket selling secrets, I was not that impressed with the webinar. The webinar, the 3 secrets were: you make more money selling high ticket than low ticket. You don't need a lot of customers. You don't need a lot of traffic to sell high ticket. And you don't have to get on the phone yourself to sell high ticket. Those were the 3 secrets. So no big deal with those. But the webinar crushed, and it was because of the way the offer was constructed. And when I taught this course on marketing called D3, excuse me, we talked a lot about offers because when I watched Russell's high ticket selling secrets, because he sent it to me because he was really proud of it because it was doing so well. And I went through it and I was like, wow, this webinar is so unimpressive. And then I went to the offer and I was like, wow, this is so incredibly impressive. What I recognized about everything I had done up until that point was that I had developed such good marketing skills because I developed crappy offers. And what I find fascinating is that, you know, just like in marketing, if you have the right message, everything is like downhill, right? The right kind of messaging makes everything that you're doing on an advertising side easier because you got the right message, right? So that makes everything easier. But what makes everything, including advertising and marketing, easier is a better offer. And one of the things that you have to look at as a marketer or as an entrepreneur is that your offer is much more than you pay me X and you get Y. It is everything. It is that, right? But it's also how they have to pay, right? That's part of the offer. But probably what I believe is one of the most important parts of the offer that most people don't really think about is what does the buyer, the customer, have to do after they buy your product to actually get the outcome that they're paying for in the first place, right? So in other words, what work does the client have to do with what you sold them to get the outcome that they want, which kind of motivated the purchase to begin with? And the less that the customer has to do to get the outcome, right, the better you could say the offer is, because the offer includes what the customer has to do. That's why done for you is a better offer than I will teach you for most things. Because if I teach you, you still have to do something. If I do it for you, well, that's something entirely different. So I had this conversation with Caleb O'Dowd about the way that he develops his offers, because it's very different than the way I do mine. And both, I think, have power, significant power, but they're very different, right? Whereas I look at all the problems that my prospect is experiencing and then look to create a deeper cause or isolate a deeper cause so that I can turn most of the problems into symptoms and therefore have what is out there as the only viable solution to the deeper problem because I identify it. That has probably more than anything else grown my business, caused my success, etc. What Caleb does is look for the dilemma. Look for customers that have a dilemma. And a dilemma is somewhat different than, I would say, like the way I've defined conflict, right? A conflict is a goal unattained, a problem unresolved. When Caleb O'Dowd talks about finding a prospect in a dilemma, it's a little bit more than what a conflict is, right? So a conflict, let's say a goal unattained is to have an online business that is netting you $10,000 a month, okay? Just to pick something. That's a conflict if you don't have that. A dilemma is that you've built your sales funnel and you turned it on to, you turned on advertising, you turned it on, and you found out that you are so upside down negative that you can't advertise, and now you've wasted a ton of time and effort, and you have nothing yet to get your business going and growing. That's a dilemma. And then what Caleb does is develop a comprehensive solution for that. So there's a bunch of stuff that I want to kind of talk about as it relates to that. And I am also, and I really should go back, and if someone from Steal Our Winners, who's in Steal Our Winners, knows who said these things, please put it in the chat, because I do not remember. But someone talked about Doug, D-U-G, which is desperation. Whoa, my daughter's calling me. I'm not going to accept that call right now. Hold on. Sorry, guys. It's now ringing on every device I have. She should know better. So Doug, D-U-G, desperate, urgent, and gravity, right? Gravity meaning that there's consequences. And so that's a great way of kind of thinking about, you're taking a prospect that is ideally in a Doug situation, right? Desperate, urgent, gravity. And you want to introduce them to a UFO, not an unidentified flying object, but a unique fantasy object, right? Give people what they want in a way that they don't expect. Unique, but not strange. I don't know who said that in Steal Our Winners, but that is where it's at, right? Taking someone who's in that Doug situation and introducing them to the UFO, right? I spoke to one of the ways that, so for me, right, I do a lot of thought to kind of come up with that deeper cause, right? With the way Caleb was describing it, and it will be, I believe, in next month's Steal Our Winners, is that the way he does it, because I asked him this, I said, wow, because his solutions are very comprehensive, right? Like Caleb did I believe it was Caleb, I did a Steal Our Winners with him a while back where he kind of laid out his strategy of using a temporary Facebook group to have a launch in, and therefore you really can leverage the fear of missing out, because when the launch is over, the Facebook group dissolves and goes away. So all the people who buy go forward into some new group, and all the people that were in the group that don't buy are no longer able to access anything or anyone. And that's really powerful. And so I think he's offering a program that does that now, and we'll be promoting it shortly, like as a joint venture partner, so you'll hear more about it. But what they do is pretty comprehensive. Like, they help you figure out, I think, what the group is. Then they will advertise the group for you and get you your first 1,000 members. And he has a case study where he got a group with 1,100 members and he'd made $500,000 in 4 months on it. And like, so much of it is done for you as a customer. And so I asked him, how do you make sure that you're targeting the right problem, the right dilemma, because you're investing so much time, energy, and effort to build the infrastructure, hire the people, et cetera, to do all the elements of your offer. And what he said, which, and for people who don't know Caleb's a really sharp marketer. Most insiders know who he is. He was a protege of Gary Halpert a long time ago. Before that, he was a carpenter. And so we reflected a lot on stuff that he learned from Gary. Excuse me. And one of the things that he learned was just to really dissect winning offers or winning sales letters or winning advertisements in any given market where he's interested in diving in. And then looking at that offer, right? Like that, let's say a competitor sales letter that's crushing it, and identifying what's the problems that, based on this sales letter, right, that is doing really well, what problems is the sales letter like identifying and saying it will resolve? What pain is it trying to eliminate? What frustrations is it identifying and eliminating? What's the dilemma, if there isn't one, right? Who's the avatar? And then what are the wants, desires, and fantasies? I think was so you're looking at the sales letter and you're saying on the negative side, what problem, pain, and frustrations does this sales letter seem to be speaking to, right? Who, like, if lots of people are buying this, what pains must they have? What frustrations must they have? What problems must they have? Then on the flip side, right, what wants, desires, or fantasies does the prospect must they have in order to buy this? And then based on the problems, frustrations, and pain, and the wants, desires, and fantasies, what can we say about the avatar that has these? And what dilemma are they trying to solve? And based on looking at that, what's working in a market, it's pretty easy to determine what will resonate. And so that was his way of coming up with the killer offer. And I think that if you want to have more people buy from you, the easiest possible way is to develop a better and better offer. Now, I've always felt personally blessed from the standpoint that one way I can look at what it is I do for a living is I get to solve my own problems and then teach a lot of other people how I solve those problems. So I'm very incentivized to solve my own problems, right? But once I solve my problem, I don't figure out, or I haven't in the past figured out, like, how can other people solve this problem much, much easier, or much more easily, right? How can I take the onus of effort off of the people that buy from me to not only get the solution I developed for myself, but to get the solution I developed for myself in a way, though, that that is as automated or as easy as possible. And I think that the more I do that, the better that my offers will be, right? I think Steal Our Winners will be better when you can get the outcomes of these strategies with less and less effort on your part. So the first step is SOPs of each of the strategies and tactics. The next evolution after that should be an outsourcing company that is willing to take those SOPs and do them for you, ones that already have experience in it. Another thing would be us spending the money every month to use that outsourcing company with those SOPs to get results and then report back those results so you know which ones to choose from, and etc. And so the more that we move in that direction, right, the stronger the offer is, because it's one thing to say for $50 a month, you're going to get the absolute best strategies that are currently working online today. Right? It's another thing to say for $50 a month, you're going to get that. But then in addition to that, you're going to get an easy way to have someone do that for you at a relatively inexpensive price that you can expect certain outcomes, results within line of what others have received, and therefore kind of know ahead of time whether it's a good investment or not. And so what about, like, as you think about this for your business, I'm really interested in, like, what questions come up for you as far as how you can make your offers better. Because, you know, great advertising will not sell a crappy offer, but a great offer can have crappy advertising, right? So great advertising will not sell a crappy offer, but a great offer can have crappy advertising and still work. Whew. So that's a lot of talking on my part, and I want to see what you guys have to say, and I want to make this a conversation, as I always do. And so, yeah, let's dive in. Oh, by the way, my buddy Mike Zappi, he's considered the psychedelic concierge of the stars. And I just got him a position in Agora as the first psychedelic guru, stock guru for psychedelics. And it is interesting, very interesting. And why am I telling you this? Oh, I'm telling you this because he came over last night and we did a meditation, which is taking a ketamine lozenge and doing a meditation. For those who know what ketamine is, they're using it now more and more to for people to overcome depression, anxiety, things like that. He started a company called Keta MD, which is growing and expanding now, and he's releasing a documentary real soon about Lamar Odom and how he was able to help him kind of turn around his life using some plant-based therapies. And so really fascinating stuff. In addition to that, I mean, I might as well just be as transparent because why not? I started doing mushroom psilocybin microdosing. So not enough to kind of notice anything different, but do find that it does help quite a bit at kind of raising my baseline happiness level. And I've always felt that I've kind of struggled a little bit with a very low-grade depression. Not enough to like prevent me from living my life and doing things, but enough to kind of just make it a little bit more difficult to do things that are fun or have more enjoyment. And I find that microdosing on mushrooms does kind of alleviate that for me. I'm not recommending it to anyone. You know, that's a personal decision everyone has to make. But you know, I'm not opposed to. I like experimenting on my body to begin with, and because of that, I'm willing to try these things, whether it's, you know, microdosing mushrooms, whether it's bromantane, which is my favorite nootropic these days. I'll type it into the chat just in case anyone's interested. It is bromantane is what it is, and it can be gotten at science.bio. That's where I get it. And there is, there's some really cool stuff there. So anyway, now let's get back to the chat. That was a little ADD break. And let's see. Rich, will you continue posting these lives on YouTube so I can catch up on double speed? I don't know right now, Stefan. I got to ask Vincenzo if that and also Nina, whether that interferes with anything else, if it actually hurts what they're trying to do or helps, or it's indifferent. If it's indifferent, then I'll just get back to doing that. Just not sure if it will interfere or augment what it is they're doing. And I want to make sure that I don't step on toes there. Don't curse her out, please, Rich. Don't curse out who? Who did I curse someone out? Oh, my daughter. Oh, no, I would never curse. My daughter has mastered omnipresence. She got her iPad Pro today. She was very excited about that. So I'm sure that she's calling for it. It's not Doug, D-O-U-G. It's Doug, D-U-G. Just D-U-G. And it's desperation, urgency, and gravity. And it didn't come from me. It came from somebody in Steal Our Winners that I interviewed, and I've now forgotten who actually said it. Yes. Desperate, urgent, gravity. Yes, thank you, Nina. Oh, yes, it's probably from the Kenneth Yu SOW. Thank you, Jack. Jack is he's employee number one, I guess, really, unless Matt is considered employee number one. But Jack is the guy that turns all of the video interviews I do into those one-page write-ups. And he's much more than that, obviously. He's going to be a killer copywriter, and he's ascending that way. Jack, I want to get you in touch with Nicole, who is my real estate broker, so that we can at least enlist her to help you move to Delray. because Jack is going to be moving to Delray, and then he's going to be in my universe all the time, and I'm going to help him become the rock star that he is. He already has the latent talent for. Forgive my ignorance. What is an SOP? Standard operating procedure. It'd be like the way things get done, right? So it's one thing to have a way of doing things. It's another thing to have that formalized as a SOP, and then that SOP be followed by people. That's what an SOP is all about. Micro amounts. Yes, micro amounts. Not enough to, not, yes, even in the ketamine stuff, back in the club days, most of my buddies would go into what's called the K-hole, which they would snort ketamine. Tried that once back in my club days in my 20s. I don't know that most of you know this, but I have a ridiculously high tolerance for pretty much everything. I've been told I have an overactive liver, which keeps my blood clean, which is why I have no deposits in any of my arteries. When I went and got a full body scan, they were kind of blown away by the fact that I had zero plaque in my arteries at, now I'm 50, but that was a couple years ago in my late 40s. And so I did that at the tunnel, and I watched all my friends pass out, and then I just sat there, and I was like, okay, well, I guess this is interesting for them. But yes, back in the tunnel days, standard operating procedures, systems in place, yes. Yeah. Very cool. Do all offers need a guarantee? What offer would you recommend in a doctor-patient relationship? Because the patient must do the work, so this may be tricky. Well, the question is that when you give a guarantee, oftentimes when you deliver what you're supposed to deliver, right? In other words, you're not taking advantage of people. There aren't that many people who are going to take advantage of a guarantee if they didn't do the work. There will be some people, and you'll have to honor it. But the question is do you sell more because of that guarantee that mitigates plus for the people that would take advantage or just reasonably would like their money back or whatever it is. You also have to be careful. As a doctor, I'm sure you might be ethically challenged to guarantee that they're going to overcome a certain injury or whatever. But you certainly can guarantee the experience. You can guarantee, a lot of things. And so what you want to think about is where is their doubt? Where is their uncertainty? And what can you do to remove that uncertainty? I did this, what was I going to say? I did this, what is it? I did this Steal Our Winners interview with the guys from Build, Grow, Scale. And the first one I did was with Matt Stafford, which was awesome. And then I did one with Tanner, his partner, and that was awesome too. And in the one I did with Tanner, why am I telling you this? There was a reason. Okay, yes. So to the uncertainty part. So Tanner was telling me that when they add click here for priority processing, we will move your order to the front and ship it out today or within the next 24 hours. Not only does that increase average order value, which is apparently obvious that it would, but it also increases conversion rates. And that seems surprising to me. But then when you start thinking about it, when you go to a page of a business that you don't know and you're ordering something, you have no idea when you're going to get it. You don't know when they're going to ship it out. It's one of the reasons why people like to buy from Amazon so much, myself included. A lot of times I will find something and then I'll go to Amazon first to see if I can buy it from Amazon instead of the manufacturer, just because I know what to expect, right? There's less uncertainty. And so the whole reason that works for e-commerce stores, the whole reason that works for Amazon is because of that greater and greater levels of certainty. And so a guarantee provides that kind of certainty. Right now, Kim and I are sleeping on an 8-pod bed, right? The one that has like all the sensors in it and can cool and heat the bed and stuff like that. Kim has a bad back, so we're testing different mattresses, and this mattress I think costs like $3 or $4 grand, and it's still bad for Kim's back, but we wouldn't have even tried that if we didn't have the opportunity to buy it, try it out, and then if not happy, send it back. But that's what we'll end up doing, and then we'll try it with another one. And so you can always guarantee certain aspects, but you don't need a guarantee. It just oftentimes will boost conversions. And so you are oftentimes hurting yourself by not giving a guarantee more than anyone else. Thanks, Jeff. I enjoyed the SOW. Bravo. Yep. And Jack gets all the credit for that. I mean, guarantee, not offer. No. Oh. What guarantee would I recommend in a doctor-patient relationship? Well, one thing that would be interesting is the length of a wait time, right? I've stopped going to certain doctors because I always had to wait too long in the waiting room. So there's that, like the wait. There is potentially a treatment protocol that you could guarantee you, like, if this treatment protocol doesn't work, we will continue working with you until we help you get that outcome. You could guarantee that you will work with them until they are pleased with the relief or the benefit that they're trying to get to. There's a lot of ways. I mean, it really kind of depends on what kind of doctor you are, Christine. If you want to give me more clarity on that, I would be glad to answer that. Cool. Okay. Once, and it was enough, but some loved it, but it was a second win after the E ran out. Haha, memories. Okay, yep, I get it. I'm trying to figure out my offer. I help with creating a system and automating outsourcing content creation. I feel like content creation is not necessarily a Doug situation. Does that mean my prices in my value ladder should reflect that? Well, okay. So you help creating a system and automating outsourcing content creation. Well, I think it certainly isn't in the same vein, right, as what we were talking about. But not getting enough traffic certainly is, right? And is certainly a more of a conflict than more of a serious conflict, and could even be potentially a dilemma. And people could have desperation and urgency of getting more traffic, and it is gravity. So, what you're really selling at the end of the day is exposure, right? Like, the more that someone's content is out there, the more exposure they get. Perry Marshall, I believe, said it first, I think. But the easiest way to build a brand as a info publisher personality is to be prolific. Prolific and high quality generally are difficult to hold, both. So, as far as putting a lot out and having a lot be good. But if the people take their best stuff and popularize it everywhere, that gives a great payoff. And that, I think, is what you're ultimately selling. You're selling leverage, you're selling more traffic, and you're selling the ability to build authority and free traffic by getting content that gets spread throughout the internet. So, you want to be the flame, not the moth, right? The moth is that just circles the flame. You want to be the flame, and you want to attract moths, right? Or customers or what have you. And so the way that I would look at it is to recognize that in the early days of the internet, there were just a few vast oceans of prospects and customers. Nowadays, with the fragmentation, with so many social media channels, with so many places and so many different types of content out there, it's as if there is no longer these oceans. Now there are just puddles all over the place with prospects, groups of prospects in each puddle. You can't be everywhere, but you can create your best content that then popularize yourself everywhere. And so most online marketers, I don't think, make enough time for greatness. They choose quantity over quality as far as content created and value created, and I think they pay a price for that. And I think that it's so much smarter to do less but do it better, and then have those better pieces be in as many places as possible. And ultimately, I think that's what you're trying to do there, David, and I hope that helps. You can never give a guarantee in healthcare services. People indulge in so many destructive behaviors outside of the practice. Yeah, you certainly couldn't guarantee that someone's never going to have a heart attack or someone's never going to do this. That I get. But I think you can guarantee quite a bit, especially the experience side. The operation was successful, but the patient died. Yeah, tell me about that. That happened to my dad. My dad had had his bladder removed because it was cancerous, and they built him a new bladder out of like some of his small intestine. And the operation was a success. It's just that he had a heart attack after he was in recovery and died. So like an hour into recovery. So, yep, the operation was a success, but the patient did die. Curious, when you think of your market, you envision an avatar, or do you have a different approach? Well, I had a long conversation about this today, actually, when we were talking to Elliot over at Ask Company. So I kind of think of it in a couple of different ways. Definitely on an avatar level, for sure. We look at it that way. We also look at it, though, what the market tells us. And, you know, the best example or story I have of that is one I shared this afternoon, that we did at Agora about $60 million in crypto, like front ends and back ends added up under Altucher, James Altucher. James Altucher was not a crypto guy. James Altucher is much more about self-development these days. And so if we were to kind of come up with an avatar of James's before that crypto offer, and we use that to decide whether we should do a crypto offer, we would have not done the crypto offer, and we would have missed out on that $60 million. So a lot of times you have to put out offers and see what resonates, and that might move you to different target markets. Now, you know, that's in a company like Agora. In our company at Strategic Profits, you know, we're not pumping out offers like that, and we're not launching a bunch of different types of product lines either. So with us, we might find that there are certain types of angles that work a lot better that would then imply who our best customers are. But certainly, like Matt brought up a good target market that I wasn't even thinking about, and that is agency owners. You know, there really is no excuse for an agency not to know some of the best things that are out there, and we provide it at such a ridiculously low price. But obviously, that's just one type of avatar, right? An agency owner, a small business owner is another one. A marketer is another one. And so really, the way I've always thought about it, which is way too general, but I'm a generalist, so I put that caveat there, is that anyone that has anything to do with growing an online business or marketing an online business really should be a Steal Our Winners subscriber. that is obviously way too broad. But what I would say is that what we ideally will do is take a look deeper and deeper into our customer base as we are now adding a lot more customers, and begin to segment based on audience that will then determine who the avatars are based on real data as opposed to kind of an imagination. Don't know if that helps, Hugo, but that's the way I'm thinking about it. Christine, thanks, Rich, very helpful. Cool. Dr. Vogelman, we use guarantee that you would be seen within 10 minutes of arriving at the office and that your insurance would be filed in a timely manner. See, that, like, those are good guarantees, right? I think they are, at least. What's from your experience the best and fastest way to promote a done-for-you service like a YouTube ranking service? I think part of what you're doing right now is really one of the best strategies, and that is getting marquee clients. So like if it pays off for me, you now have an ambassador that is willing to tell everyone about it. And so you get people who have influence and you show them what you can do. And I think a lot of stuff starts to take care of itself that way. If you look at my growth online, a lot of it came from marquee clients, whether it was, me teaching at Google and Yahoo and Microsoft, or whether it's the fact that I trained, and coached people like Mike Filsaime and Ryan Dice and Russell Brunson and all those guys, and Todd Brown and so many others, right? So for me, certainly marquee clients was a critical component of me getting the authority, notoriety, and desirability to work with. And I would imagine, Vincenzo, that it would be the same for you. And, it's like people who know a lot of people and people who a lot of people follow are ideal marquee clients. And, I have at least 5 to 10 conversations a day with different marketers, different business owners, right? Right before this, I was on a Zoom for an hour. We were going to record a Steal Our Winners, but that got pushed till Tuesday because we ended up, we hadn't spoken in a while, so we were catching up. Fernando Cruz, who I consider to be the best marketer at Agora, by far. And so him and I were catching up, and, we're talking about YouTube, and I'm telling him about you, Vincenzo, and I'll keep him posted, right? But, someone like me can put you in touch with about 50 different divisions of Agora and a ridiculous number of gurus. And I'm not alone. I'm not trying to I'm not saying this to pump my own horn, but just that there are a lot of people like me who can move a lot of people very quickly to something good. And so that's what I would say is one of the best ways. I would also potentially look at people who you think are trying to grow their channel and are doing it, not making as much progress as you would think they could or should, or that you could for them. And you could reach out to them, especially once you have 1 or 2 marquee clients that people would recognize. So there's that. But you're going to get private advice from me anyway, Vincenzo. So, so we can take some of that offline. I help with chronic digestive disorders, autoimmune like Crohn's and ulcerative colitis. Current offer includes 12 weeks of working with me one-on-one, test diets and supplements. So my guarantee would be great with you suggested about working with them until the achieved outcome. Yeah, and that's what we used to do, Christine. Like in my hypnosis centers, we guaranteed our work, but it wasn't a money-back guarantee. It was, we will stick with you until either you've gotten the result or we've exhausted everything and you don't want to go any further. But that cost us nothing. And ultimately, we did want to make sure that our clients were successful. So if we had to work with them a little bit longer, so be it. we knew that a happy customer would buy more stuff from us and all different kinds of things. So it was well worth our effort. And it makes sense that you can't guarantee the outcome, but you can guarantee your commitment. And you can guarantee that you're going to work with them as long as it takes. And what we did at the hypnosis centers was we had a lot of automated stuff. So when we said we'd work with them as long as it took, and we didn't necessarily have high cost in that. And so it's something to think about. Thank you. That was super helpful. Cool, Dave. Glad to be of help. Sorry guys, hold on. Do I think that a VSL, an MVP offer should have some text scripts in it, or all presentations would be better, worse, or no different? I'm not really understanding the question, Davey. I don't know what you mean with scripts in it. Tell me what you mean, Davey. I'm at a loss. Maybe I'm just being brain dead or something. Off topic, Rich. I know you're not in the hypnosis business anymore, so I was wondering if there is anyone who you would suggest using. If you want to buy like hypnosis programs or like a hypnosis, like pre-done hypnosis audios, right? I'm a huge fan of Paul McKenna. I met Paul a couple of times at this club that I used to hang out with in New York called Moomba. And I also saw him on Broadway. And it was one of the reasons, it was one of many things that pushed me over the edge to decide to open up a hypnosis business. So I'm a huge Paul McKenna fan. I think I like his, probably are my favorite ones. I do like some of Richard Bandler's hypnosis sessions. Those would be the two that I would recommend out of the gate, like for, pre-done hypnosis sessions. Sorry to hear about your dad. Thanks, man. We weren't that close. Thanks so much, Rich. Now to improve the service, no pressure. The pressure's all on me. Like, I feel all uptight about making this video. All video, no swipe files. Still don't understand what you mean. Like, for a... Do I think... Oh, gotcha. I think that it doesn't really matter, Davey. I think whatever channel you're best at is really the way to go. So, it's like, I got to do this video tonight, right, to create this video for YouTube. I know that I get so uptight and I could ruin a whole day trying to get just one video right for YouTube by turning on my camera and trying to record something. I'm not really great at that for whatever reason. So instead, incorporate it into this. And it's no different for anything else, that you use whatever preferred channel, because you can always replicate. And in fact, if you do it by video, and video is, the most, you could say, what would be has the most latent potential in it. And what I mean by that is that video can be broken into text, right? It can be broken into audio, and then you still have video. So you have all three layers out of video. Whereas, like, yes, you can turn text into audio and video, but it's not as easy nor as it is good, right? So video is the highest level of content, you could say, because it can be, everything else can be taken out of that easily, if that makes sense. Paul McKenna is great. Oh, Paul McKenna, cool. Yeah, I love Paul McKenna. Love a lot of his hypnosis processes. Yeah. Michael Breen, I think Breen, right, was his partner for a while, and he also had really good stuff. We had a stick with it guarantee, right? We called it like a guarantee. We guarantee our services, and what that meant was people would pay us for a program to get an outcome. That program was the treatment plan that our salesperson / hypnotic evaluator developed with them. Once someone paid for that program, we guaranteed that we would work with them as long as it took if they didn't get the result by the time the program was over. Now, charging on a program basis allowed us to be able to advertise very aggressively because our customer value was so high. And our average cart value to make like our average sale was $1,500. 70% of the people that walked into our door spent $1,500. So we had a 70% plus closing rate, and the average sale was, let's say, $1,500. So if 10 people show up, we're going to sell $10,500 worth of programs. And that meant that if I could cause a phone call for less than $500, I could make money. And so I had 60 full-time hypnotists, so it wasn't like I had ample inventory, right? And on a $3,000 program, because we had different prices, right? On a $3,000 program, the variable cost as far as paying the hypnotist, who got paid $25 an hour, and then upwards, they were on salary. Where was I going with this? Cost me in variable cost, a $3,000 program would have 14 visits with the hypnotist spread out over a year, even though they were coming in twice a week for all different types of stuff. Everything else had zero cost. It was all it was already absorbed. So the variable cost to service a $3,000 sale was only $300 roughly. So plenty of margin to be able to extend a program longer if we needed to. And it was a very important selling point for us in selling hypnosis because most people have no experience with it, right? And, they could go to someone else and do one session, but we as experts who have been on all these TV shows are telling people that they can't, right? Like that the likelihood of success that way is pretty slim. And, maybe next live stream I'll share some stuff from the hypnosis world. Let's see here real quick if I have any that I have downloaded. I don't think I do, but let's just take a quick look here. I don't know if you guys, did I ever show you guys, let me know if I ever showed you guys the video of my store. Did I ever show you guys the video of my store? Let's see. Why isn't this? Let's see. Smart Sync local. Okay. There we go. So I'm downloading that. I just did. All right. Cool. Yeah. All right. Where is this? I'd just rather be live and have them see me, not the talk over. I'm overthinking it after someone mentioned no files in it. Yeah, don't overthink it, man. That close rate is tremendous. Yeah, it was, and it had nothing to do with me because when I tried and closed, I only closed about 40%. Steve Massaro, who came in and redesigned my sales process and who knows how to develop sales teams and stuff, it was all him. Love the stay until guarantee. Thank you. You're welcome. I would love to know about the hypnosis. I know nothing about that. Oh, well, then I will certainly focus on that at some point. Yes, we saw your clothing store a couple of months ago. Okay, cool. Never seen the video of your store. I don't recall a store video. I have shown the store video. Okay, one more time. Yes, a few months ago. Okay. All right, what's a different one then? Hold on. Let me see if I can find a hypnosis one. How about that? Let's see if I can find a hypnosis one. I know I have them. Oh, there's some. Geez, let's see. I gotta open this up in, let's see. I want to open this up in Show and Finder, yeah. Okay. I'm just looking really quick, guys. See if I can find a cool video from the good old days. Okay, let's see. Well, here's one from the store from E Entertainment. Let me show you this. This is just like, this will be fun more than anything else. So let me do this. This is local. I will do this and copy it. So every year we used to do this when I had the store. Every year we would do a coat drive where we would give away a lot of coats to the homeless. And a bunch of celebrities would come and we'd all do it together. It was kind of a fun thing. Let's see here. I'm going to change for a second. Let's see. Well, I'm not changing. You won't notice any difference, but I'm on this one now. Cool. And now let me pull this up. I know, I hope this isn't boring, you guys. Choose file. Okay. Go to Dropbox. Go to live stream documentary. Then go to, where is it? Dynamic. There we go. And then I don't remember which one it was. This. There we go. All right. So I don't have any idea what this is going to look like or if it's going to be good or not. If it's bad, we'll eject. Let's take a look. This is Entertainment Tonight from God knows how long ago, and Steve Baldwin, and we'll see. All right. Oh, it's 8 minutes long. We're definitely not going to go that far. Let's see. Oh, The Wiz.
Merry Christmas. All right, go ahead, man. Are you having a good time?
I'm Lisa Gibbons in Hollywood. This Christmas season, the celebrity community has not forgotten the spirit of giving.
This is a big commitment on all of our parts, but we're all going to be better for it.
I'm John Tesh. Tracy Ullman has some ready-to-wear fashion tips.
Would I wear a Vivienne Westwood bush?
Hi, everybody. Merry Christmas. Thanks so much for letting us share in your holiday weekend. I'm Lisa Gibbons.
And I'm John Tesh. For the Hollywood community, the holidays are always a good time to lend a hand to those less fortunate. And once again this year, it seems like everywhere our cameras look, celebrities were helping make Christmas wishes come true. From Hollywood to New York to Clearwater, Florida, we caught some of entertainment's brightest stars in the act of giving.
Hey, Bernie, can you get that corner up there?
Perched on that beam is pop singer Amy Grant at the House of Blues.
Are you having a good time?
Showtime.
Okay, there we go.
Baldwin and Brendan Fraser were required to bring a toy to benefit needy Los Angeles children.
I bought presents that I wasn't allowed to have as a child. Not that that's a sad thing, but it's just because all the little bits of Lego wind up in the radiator after a while.
Yeah. Okay, so this is us.
Too small.
Ah.
5 days and 2,500 miles later, we found Baldwin at it again in New York. He and other stars like Deborah Harry and Ada Turturro helped the Antique Boutique hand out 1,500 coats to protect New York's homeless this winter.
In the last few years, I've done my share of, craziness and partying, and my wife and I kind of decided this year that we were going to, do as much philanthropic stuff as we could.
Anyway, I know I'm in that piece with Steven, but I don't want to bore you guys with it. Yeah. All right. So I'll pull out some of the hypnosis stuff and you know, because I was on Fox News with Lori Dew. I was on MSNBC. I was on a ton of shows for when we were in the hypnosis business. But anyway, let's get back to getting more customers, okay? So the first thing is, right, that you have to have the best offer that you possibly can have. And in that offer, what you need is hitting the hot buttons of the wants, desires, and fantasies of your target market, right? And one of the best ways to find that information out is one of two ways. It's one, either the way that Caleb described in next month's Steal Our Winners, where you are dissecting the best-selling offers in the market currently so that you can analyze why would people be buying this in such force, and you're looking at the problems, pains, and frustrations on one side and the wants, desires, and fantasies on the other side, right? Or if you have the luxury of someone like if you have the luxury like I have as a coach, right? When you're coaching, people open up, right? Just like I think I've shared before that one of the strategies that the hypnosis evaluators, the salespeople, used was Kendrick Cleveland's criteria elicitation from NLP that, you know, that ask someone the question of why today, right? They're not going to give you the real answer up front, because if you really knew what had motivated someone to come to to call our offices, come and make an appointment, come to that appointment, something had to transpire, a thought, an experience, an event, something. Once they tell you what is really driving them, the likelihood of them being able to say no is not very high. And so people just generally do not give that information off the cuff. But they're not necessarily hiding it either. So, you know, look, you've been smoking 20 years. You're here today. You've probably wanted to quit smoking for several years. Why are you here today? Like, what made you pick up the phone and decide, you know, that now is the time? And they would often give us an answer, but that answer wouldn't be the real answer up front. But if you pressed, you could get it. Right? So same with coaching though, but with coaching, people just open up and they need to tell you what's going on. And by you coaching a few people, you often can get a very good idea of what are those underlying tones that really are the reasons why people want to buy. So as we are run to the now 85-minute mark, I do have to record this video at the 10-minute mark when we have, you know, another 20 minutes. And I'd love to get your help. And Vincenzo, I don't know if you're still here. I know it's late there. It's probably like 1 o'clock in the morning there. But but I'd love to, like, I've got to do this video, right? It's how to get more people to buy from you. And what should we cover in this video? We could cover marquee clients. We could cover what I was talking about as far as conflict and this idea of moving someone from desperation, urgency, and gravity, Doug, to UFO, unique fantasy object. But how many, Vincenzo, since I'm doing this under your guidance, how many different tactics should I give? And what, and I assume I should save the best for last so that people have to tune in, stay watching. Okay, so the 3 best strategies, certainly can do that. And when we're talking, Vincenzo, about, okay, so Vincenzo is typing stuff, and we're all, ideally, guys, like, 2 things. One, I really appreciate the help of anyone who has ideas here, but 2, understand that this is a learning experience for us all, because Vincenzo is telling us exactly what we should be including in a video. So while we're talking about this video specifically, I don't think he's making any exceptions. So how to get more people to buy from you, 3 best strategies to sell more fast. Okay, so sell more fast. Okay, and so we're assuming, Vincenzo, right, that they have a website or something, or are we not? Like, tell me what your thoughts are, Vincenzo, about whether or not I should be like, okay, so you have an online presence, you have a store, a website, a funnel, something, right? Am I assuming that, or am I not assuming that? Yeah, so Joe Suarez is saying, okay, 1, develop your product. What type of business is this video for? Local, like print shops, or online stores? I would assume it's for online stores since that's our business. I'm not sure. Developing your product, I don't think that's what people are looking for when they click on a video about how to get more people to buy from you. So let's see what Vincenzo says. Vincenzo says, yes, I think we should assume they have a website. Okay. 2, get eyes on them. 3, the mental emotional side of it. Okay. So we assume that they have a website, and all right. And we want this to be like between 8 and 10 minutes long, correct, Vincenzo? So I think most people know this already, but YouTube is the second biggest or second most trafficked search engine that there is online. And there are also lots of benefits of just showing up in search because of regular Google search, because of YouTube, because that was my phone that just fell. Hopefully my iPhone 12 did not just get destroyed. But if you're not doing something on YouTube, I think you might regret that at some point. And I just wish that I would have stayed active when I started like 10 years ago with it. Okay, so Vincenzo said 10 minutes is the sweet spot. Now, the reason why that's important, guys, is that YouTube at least does some amount of their ranking based on the amount of time that someone spends with it. And if it's only a 2-minute video, the maximum that people can spend is 2 minutes, right? If it's 10 minutes, and you might get an average view time of 5 minutes or 6 minutes or 8 minutes, right? And if you have a higher than average view time for your niche or market, then YouTube has more incentive to show your video next than another video, right? I think that's part of the logic there. That would make most sense to with that. Okay, go with this one, Rich. How to get... Okay, whoops, whoa. Okay. I jumped around here. For the summary, the insight you shared about how important the offer is relative to the core material was really powerful. Okay, so that's good. We can certainly do that. How to get more people to buy from you fast. 3 best strategies to get more customers fast. Okay. So maybe I should copy this. Can I do that? No. All right, so I'm going to just... Well, I will have to remember that, I guess. Go with that one. I don't necessarily... Do I need to, Vincenzo, mention that? Yeah, I guess I do, right? Like, all right, in this video, I'm going to show you how to get more people to buy from you. I'm going to... Yeah, okay, I'm going to have to figure this out pretty quickly, I guess. But, okay, let me take a screenshot of this real quick. Wait, why did I not take a screenshot of that? No, I can't take a screenshot of that for some bizarre reason. So, okay. I guess I just have to copy it. Or why don't I write it down? All right. You know, this should feel good for everyone else who gets all bent out of shape about doing videos. You get to see me get bent out of shape. To buy from you. Did I mention to you guys that we hired a home organizer? Her name is Frankie, and she's kicking ass. She's helping me get my office in place and our house too. So that's been great. Like my office is getting really cleaned up. And what my goal is to have actually 3 different sets here in my office. So this set that you see me here, I want to put like a smoking chair and my cigar, like so that I could actually just get up from my desk and start, like, why don't we go to my reading side, right? Or why don't we go here? So I want to have like 3 different areas that I can film in here. That would be fun. Okay, so now let's go back up here. Okay. Yep, the SEO on YouTube is awesome. Works great for my wife's Mexican food blog. There's one of the top 3 be on YouTube. Maya, most advanced yet acceptable from Raymond Lowery. He said, to sell something surprising, make it familiar, and to sell something familiar, make it surprising. I dig that. I dig that a lot. It is, if it's just above 10 minutes, it's actually perfect, even 10 minutes and 10 seconds. Okay. 8 minutes gets 2 ads. Oh, that's interesting. This is fun. Yeah, start with, in this video, I'm going to tell you the top 3 strategies to get more customers fast. Got it. If you're interested in getting more people to buy your product or services, then in this video, I'm going to share with you the 3 best strategies to get more customers fast. Okay. I am going to so mess this up, guys. I know I am. It sucks. I'm all getting, my heart rate is starting to accelerate. Just letting everyone know that they're not alone if this happens. To them, I know some people get kind of bent out of shape with doing live stuff. I just find that, live is live and I can't go backwards. So it is what it is. Yeah, I think both having an organizer and an assistant is so clutch. All right. Wait, how did I do that? Why is that there? Oh, okay. Escape that. Okay, cool. All right. I got this. Okay. So should we do a trial run? I guess we could do a trial run. No, I've created, I used to create these videos that I did like 10 years ago from my car before people started copying me doing that. And then I also was just doing that to get more comfortable in front of the camera as well. All right. But that's why. Let's see. Just be you. Got great knowledge, and however you say it will be great. Yeah, I also realize, though, that I'm oftentimes not animated enough. I'm kind of monotone, and I want to be better, and it always shows up when I'm doing this. Okay, so, all right, so we're going to go over, should we cover, no, I did not finish early. Should we cover... So what are the 3 strategies we should cover? I mean, I think marquee clients is relatively easy, although I don't know that people will necessarily feel like that's a wow. I do think that talking about the idea of Doug and UFO are kind of interesting. And this idea of, I don't want to get too much into marketing overall because that might just be too overwhelming, might take me down a direction that will be hard to kind of deliver on. I could talk about webinars as well. Not really sure what you guys think there. But Vincenzo, what do you think would be 3 good strategies? Or tell me, guys, what do you think are good strategies that you've heard me talk about, or that I could talk about, or just anything that as I kind of get into this, I would make it easier for me, because obviously I got to know where I'm going. So let me know what you guys think, and then we are going to record it, and maybe we'll give it enough time so that in case I mess up, we can record a second one. Yeah, so tell me what you guys think. Okay, what about the stick to the end to make sure people watch the entire video? Yeah, we have to put something in there, right? Single shot Schefren. What benefits you doing live vids personally and professionally? I could talk about that. I could talk about doing some live streaming, because doing live streaming is what, like, Facebook wants you to do live streaming, YouTube wants you to do live streaming, and if you get a LinkedIn Live account, like, they want you to do live streaming. And so all of these all these platforms want people to be doing live streaming, and they're pushing live streams. It's like one of the reasons why I started, and it's one of the reasons why, well, because they're pushing live streaming, you can then easily retarget people who have shown up on your live stream, and it's some of the cheapest traffic that you can get, and they convert better than for us, better than any audience. So, most of you guys who are here, right? But even the people that just watch for 3 seconds is still one of our best audiences to advertise to. So we have that. Okay, and I think that's you could start live streaming and build it just on YouTube, on Facebook, or LinkedIn, on IGTV. And in any of those cases, anyone you're leveraging the platform, they're going to show it to people. Anyone they show it to becomes part of a custom audience that you can then advertise to, and you will get your best results from them. So I do dig that, right? I think that's a good one. And I think the idea of recognizing Doug to UFO is another good one, right? So we got 2 so far that I think are good. So we got live stream to retarget. We have live stream to retarget. We have Doug to UFO. We have, so that we definitely think those 2 are good. Let's see what else we got here. All right. Do something action-oriented like jumping jacks real quick to get into state. Yeah, I will. I'll do that. Why not? Perhaps you can do it in 2 parts. Intro first, then topic, or topic first, and then intro. Edit it. Yeah, that would be better, but I'm going to try and do one take. Gail, a persuasion technique that works best is to say in the next X minutes, I'm going to say, if you say stick to the end, you need a hook. They want to know to stay to the end. Got it. Okay. Got that. Providing value up front in order to get known, liked, and trusted. Oh, that's true too. That could be, yeah. I could spend a bunch of time providing value up front that gets prospects to see what you believe. All right. Dig that. Ooh. All right. Let's see. What's your video headline? Just look up, Ron, because they've already given that to me a couple of times. Hone your message with live streaming, the best focus group you can get. Audience building strategies with live streaming. Grab them with the how and why customer is what they need. All right. Vincenzo, that's hard as you're the real expert about this. I'd say advertising effectively, marquee clients. I'd keep the last one. So as the beginning of the video, you can say, make sure you watch the end. Okay. Yeah. Do you think marquee clients is even worthwhile to cover? But RB's 3. All right. Let it be with your KLT. No like and trust. Webinars, paid traffic, Facebook ads, affiliates. Do you want the 3 ways to be broad like that? Also, if you got to be fast, then organic SEO probably isn't the right way to go. Yeah, I would say that it would be the case. I think, okay. It's coming together, guys. It's coming together. All right. Good idea, but marketing clients is not a known phrase. Make sure you phrase it in a way that people search on Google or YouTube. All right. I think it is. It's common sense, yeah, but if people focus on that, it can make a huge difference in bringing more clients in fast. Okay. All right. Well, we could say influencer clients, right? That's kind of, everybody knows what that means. Influencer clients. And I guess I could do even 4 strategies. It's not going to kill anyone, right? Even though people think in 3s. All right. And, whoops. Talking about marquee clients in terms of leverage is a powerful concept. The concept of leverage, it may be new to them. I think personally that marquee clients might seem too far-fetched for the average marketer, but not necessarily an influencer. Yeah, you can even do 5. Okay, cool. All right, so should we do it? Should we do it? Should we try? Should we get this done? I guess I got to sit down because if I stand up, like my head is too much. So let's see. Should I do like, let me do 10 push-ups just to kind of get in the mood. You're not going to be able to see me do them, unfortunately, but let me just do that real quick. All right. Whew. Okay. All right. Let's pull up the chair and let's get her done. All right. I'm going to mess this up so bad. I know I'm going to mess this up. What's great is that you guys get to see how panicked I get and how in my head I get about doing this, even though right now I'm on video and I'm talking to you guys, but nonetheless, right? All right. All right. I feel like I need a countdown or something, right? Okay. All right. All right, in this video, I'm going to show you how to get customers, more people to buy from. I'm going to start over. Sorry, guys. This is what happens. Yeah, give me another countdown, Nina. Give me another countdown. Okay. All right, in this video, what I'm going to show you is how to get more people to buy from you as fast as possible. I'm going to give you at least 3 strategies, but I'm going to save the very best strategy for the very end. So make sure to pay attention. Okay, so we're talking about how can you get more customers for whatever it is that your business offers, whether it's a service, whether it's a product, or anything in between. So the very first strategy, what I want to share with you is live streaming and then retargeting. So every platform out there, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Instagram, whether it's LinkedIn, they all have right now this push for live streaming, which means that if you go on live, like I am right now actually recording this video, if you go on live, they the platforms will push your content to who they believe will actually enjoy it. Now, what they're doing is actually doing you a huge, huge favor, because as they push it to people that they think might be most interested, they're also setting up that audience for you. I have a product called Steal Our Winners, and what we have consistently found is that the people that get exposed to even 3 seconds of our live stream tend to be our very best audience to target with our advertising, significantly so, about 1/4 of the price of when we just go to cold traffic. And even though my live streams have been seen by millions of people in Facebook, so it's a huge audience, that audience performs better than any other audience that we target on Facebook. So whatever you can talk about, do a live stream as it relates to your business that will get you an audience, and then target that audience with retargeting ads for whatever you sell, and you will immediately get more customers. So that's strategy number 1. Strategy number 2, I want to talk to you about webinars. I'm actually the guy that invented automated webinars. I didn't even say who I am. My name is Rich Schefren, and I own a company named Strategic Profits, and I've actually coached a lot of the gurus online that you might know of. People like Ryan Deiss of Digital Marketer, Russell Brunson of ClickFunnels, Todd Brown of Marketing Funnel Automation, as well as Ryan Levesque, and so many other people out there that it would be this whole video if I just told you all the people I coached. But I also invented the automated webinar back in 2007. And what I found, and the reason why I liked automated webinars so much, was that I found it very difficult to write copy. I wasn't good at writing copy. I found it very difficult to sell on the phone. I'm not good at selling on the phone. So webinars, though, was this way where I could deliver them live, and as soon as I created a webinar that actually sold well, we could automate it, and it could just run on autopilot. So what I want you to think about as you think about possibly a webinar for you, and there's a ton of different services out there that you can now do webinars, whether it's Zoom, whether it's Stealth Seminar, whether it's Webinar Jam, and there are so many other platforms it's hard to even keep track. But what you can think about is this idea, which is Doug to UFO. And I think I learned this from a friend of mine named Kenneth Yu. I think it was him. He shared it with me during an interview. Doug is desperate, right? Urgent, and gravity. What problems does your prospect, or does your customers to be, your future customers, what problems do they have that have gravity? In other words, they have consequences, they're serious. They are desperate to get them handled, and they want it handled yesterday. They're urgent. So desperate, urgent, and gravity. And you want to introduce your prospects to what we would call a UFO, a unique fantasy object, a way for them to get rid of that desperation, urgency, and gravity, and get that outcome that they most want in a way that they weren't expecting and is easier than what they might have thought, hence unique fantasy object. So an automated webinar that you've automated from a webinar that you've done that's already closed well, and understand that you want to really, really introduce your product as that unique fantasy object. Now, the next thing is really something that is much bigger than what I'm going to give it credence for because of time. But what I want you to appreciate is my personal story real quick. I'm not going to go into it, but I want to share with you that I was just an unknown business coach who coached a lot of the people that I mentioned just a minute ago. But yet most of the world did not know about me. And most of the people in the target market that I wanted to go after, online marketers, also did not see any need for business coaching. So I'm a business coach coaching people for the most part didn't value coaching. So how the hell am I going to grow my business that way? Well, what I did was I wrote a report, a free report. So I created some valuable content, but not just any kind of valuable content. I created valuable content to help the people in the market see what I already believed. You see, I believed that coaching, business coaching for internet marketers would radically improve their performance, their results, and get them what they most wanted. Now, my prospects didn't believe that. Hence, they were my prospects and not my customers. But I believed it, and I believed it not because I was selling it because I believed it. And so I had to look at what made me believe that business coaching would get internet marketers better results faster than almost anything else. And I did believe that. And so I had to mine my experience, what led me to that conclusion. And then I had to write a report that helped others come to that same conclusion by giving them an accelerated version of the experiences I had that would lead them to the conclusion that they would benefit as much from business coaching as I believed they would, and that they would believe it. So free content is a word that's thrown out a lot, right? Like move the free line was a very popular concept. But it's not just about giving people good information or good content. It's about helping your prospects value your product, right? It's one of the ways I define marketing. Marketing is teaching your prospects how to value your product. One of the easiest ways to do that is to mine your own experience of how you came to the belief about how good your product was and why your prospects need it, and then create content that helps your prospects come to that very same conclusion. Now, I told you up front that if you stayed to the end, I would give you the best strategy now, and that's what I'm going to do. And this is also new to me, to create YouTube videos specifically for YouTube. I haven't done it in over a decade, so I apologize for not asking you to smash the like button, to subscribe, and to share this video with whoever you think will benefit from it. But what I want to tell you about that's probably more important than anything else that you can do when it comes to getting more customers and getting more people ultimately to buy from you is really straightforward, and it is the quality of your offer. Your offer doesn't just represent what someone pays and what someone gets. Ultimately, your offer represents to your future customers everything that they have to do and pay for to get the outcome that they want. So if you sell a course, right, people are not necessarily interested in courses. They're interested in courses so that they can learn something, so that they can do something, so that they can get something, right? If you can shortcut that process, the more effort that you take off of your prospects' shoulders and put it on you, the more effort that you take off your customers' shoulders and put it on you, right, the better your offer seems. So you have to take a look at what it is you're offering right now, and you need to think about how can you make it even easier. You know, a great example of this, it's kind of big business textbook type case study, but valuable nonetheless, is that both Blockbuster and Netflix were in the business of enjoying home entertainment. At the end of the day, right, it was watching the latest movies in the pleasure of your own home. But the Netflix system was a superior way for the customer to get that outcome than the Blockbuster system. So what about your business? What can you do to take the effort off of your prospects or customers' shoulders and put them on you? In internet marketing, it's called done for you. Can you offer a done for you service? Can you offer what appears to be done for you because you've done a lot of the heavy lifting for them and now they only have to take the last steps? Whatever it is that you can do to make your offer stronger, put a guarantee in. There's always a way that you can put a guarantee in, and that takes some of the uncertainty and risk off of your prospect shoulders and puts it on you, right? But the more that you can tweak your offer, the more successful you will be. And I know that's general, but I can also promise you this, that if you just took a few minutes kind of pretending that you were someone who didn't know your business, didn't really care about your business, and came across your offer and evaluated, is that really the unique fantasy object that my prospects are hoping to find? And if not, what can you change about the way you talk about it, the way you articulate it, or just even the way you present it that would give people that certainty and that feeling like I just found the thing that I was looking for? So that wraps up. That's 4 strategies. I could go on, and if you want me to go on, please comment below. Tell me what strategy you liked of the 4 that I just gave you, or if you have a strategy that I didn't mention that you think is superior, by all means, put it in the comments below. Also, if there's any strategies that you'd like me to comment on or teach you on, put it in the comments below. So subscribe, press the like button, comment below, and I read every single comment. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. I appreciate any thumbs up and algorithm support that you give by commenting, and I will see you in the very next video. To higher profits and beyond, this is Rich Schefren, over and out. What do we think? Good enough? Vincenzo, it's really going to be your call. And I'll do it again if I have to. I'd probably get better on a second take. But thanks, Miyuki. I don't know how long it went either. Anyone know? Wow, the comments are coming in. What's as a value provided in what you say? You say clearly and in a way people understand. That's the most important. Cool. Smashed it. I don't know if I smashed it, but wow. Merked it. Is that a good thing? Merked? That's new to me, that language. Nailed it. Know that language. Awesome. Are you guys just being nice? Because I don't feel like I nailed it, but cool. I think it's probably better when it's live, and that's why you're saying that. That was great. Vincenzo's being very quiet. I noticed that. Okay, absolutely loved it. You were just a bit nervous in the first 5 to 10 seconds, but then you absolutely smashed it. Cool. Is that good enough, Vincenzo? Is that good enough for the test? Hey, thanks. Cool. So let's see. What else can I share with you guys as you guys are talking? Let's see. What do I have on my board here that I got to take care of that might be useful? Yeah, I haven't looked at that. Don't know. No, can't say that any of those things are great. You know, I got so much stuff here that I'd love to share, but let's see. I'll just come back to you guys for a second. Clean and tight. Cool. Authentic, clear, and on point. Nothing to be stressed out about next time. I always do, though. Not just being nice. Cool. 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 Your third, you sparked. Cool. Get more comfortable halfway through. Then you started looking into the camera and you hit your groove. Cool. Cool. But is it, so it's good enough for this one? And then next week we'll do another one on Thursday. So we got to pick a topic. So guys, I got to pick one of these topics. So what should we focus on for next week? And I do want to, let's see, I'm trying to see here. All right. Oh, we could talk about scale. We could talk about starting a business, finding a mentor. Finding a mentor would be interesting. I don't know that I want to spend a whole 2 live streams on it, but it is useful. And I certainly feel like I've been blessed that I've had such amazing mentors, right? Jay Abraham, Mark Ford, Clayton Makepeace, and then earlier on, John Carlton helped me quite a bit. I've just been very fortunate, very, very fortunate. And I think I've told you guys why I believe I've been so fortunate. I think it has nothing to do with anything other than the fact that I came from a kind of a troubled household. And so I was always looking for father figures to replace mine. And so I think that's what I did. And I gave off that kind of energy. And I think that that eagerness to please, like trying to make your dad proud, worked for me from a standpoint of with Mark, with Jay, with all those guys. So the trying to think which one we should start with next week, but we can always do it on the fly. We can kind of figure out what we're going to cover on next week's live streams next week. But let's see what we got here. Copywriting 101. That would be interesting. Not a lot of people looking for that, though, but that we could do, like how to sell anything to anyone, anytime, even if you hate selling, and then we could talk about copywriting. Expound on what you were talking about today. There's more to know, I suspect. There's a lot more to know, for sure. Overcoming imposter, very big right now because everyone who said January isn't hitting them and trying to figure out why. That's interesting, Nina. I like that. Nerves regarding doing lives. That's funny. Strategic thinkers versus how to make the right choices. Okay, cool. So we got definitely got a lot of good ideas here. So I appreciate that. Okay, everyone is searching on YouTube for what to expect in marketing in 2021. Yeah, for sure. And I can certainly speak to that quite a bit. So this has been great. So thank you guys. Thank you for rallying me and supporting me and knowing that I do get nervous with this stuff. Let's see. What does Hugo say? If it helps, we've done a lot of testimonial experts explaining solutions, and always seems to work much better when the intro is done apart from the main topic, because most of the time the expert is overthinking the transition into intro to topic. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Do you think so this is based on what we just did. Do you think that intro, being a little tight up front, is going to is that going to be problematic with Vincenzo, of people dropping off sooner? Yeah, that does make sense. Cool. All right, guys. Well, this has been extremely useful. I'm really, really happy. Vincenzo, I will get you... Vincenzo, is it okay if I just upload the whole video and you cut out the piece and take it, or do you need me to cut it up and send it up? Because if I can just upload the whole thing, I'll do it as soon as we're done. If not, I gotta, it'll take me a little bit because I'm gonna go visit my daughter and Kim, and then I will do the editing and about 20 other things that I'm behind on today. By the way, every YouTuber uses an insane amount of jump cuts. It makes the delivery a lot easier on you with less pressure to get it right in one go. It also it makes it so that the viewer can't get bored. Oh, my pleasure. That's what I always want to do. Upload it as unlisted, please. Yeah, of course. And then we'll also have it up there so that guys like Stefan can watch it in high speed. Yeah, I'll just upload it. That's cool. That makes it easier. Then, Nina can work with the live stream in total, and Vincenzo, you can work with the 10-minute cut. And maybe like in the description, we say this was cut out of a live stream that Rich did. If you want to watch the whole live stream, watch it here or something like that. So that's it, guys. So like I said, just appreciate, as I said earlier today, I appreciate so much that you guys come and show up here. I know that there's a lot of things you could be doing right now, like watching YouTube or something on TV or reading a book. I hope you got value out of today. I think the most important thing that I could really underline, underscore, and highlight is the power of the offer. And I don't think you should really be looking at me for guidance on that. I mean, I can talk to it, and I think we've created a pretty good offer with Steal Our Winners, but I do believe that there are people who are more skilled than I am at creating these killer offers that really, when the prospect hears it, they just feel like they're not doing any work. And that is a skill set. I think Russell Brunson is really good at it. I think Caleb is quite awesome at it. And there are other people out there too that are really good at it. But those two stand out to me, Caleb O'Dowd and Russell Brunson, right? And so think about your offer. And like I said in that YouTube video, try to look at it with fresh eyes and really evaluate, pretend you're someone who's extremely lazy, who is looking at everything to determine how much work they have to do to actually get the outcome, right? And how can you take some of the effort off of their plate and put it on yours, right? Like the high ticket selling secrets, Russell was selling high ticket, so it doesn't take much for him to say, I'm going to give you the page that we use for people to apply for your high ticket program. Right? They've run ads to find salespeople, so they could say, I'm going to give you the ad. So the more that people give, in their offer that feels like it's going to require not a lot of effort, the more people are going to lean in and want to buy. You become the solution that people most want. So with that said, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. I hope that sticks with you. I hope you reevaluate your offers. If you do, then this was probably some of the best time that you could spend, because really, at the end of the day, your offer drives the whole thing, right? The whole idea of marketing, the whole idea of traffic, the whole idea of a webinar is really to get someone to the point where they're going to be exposed to your offer. And it seems kind of pointless to do all this extra work when the one thing that's going to determine your success you haven't optimized, right? I'm not saying don't do all that other stuff. I'm just saying give more time to your offer. Your offer is everything at the end of the day. So with that, I will see everyone next week to Higher Profits and Beyond. I'll see you on Tuesdays from 2 to 4, Thursdays from 6 to 8. And this was a lot of fun. And I just really, like I said, thanks for rooting me on. It means a lot to me, more than you can possibly imagine. And I will see everyone next week to Higher Profits and Beyond. Over and out.